I teach my people now that in a world where everything is artificial, it pays to be authentic. I want you to show up as you. Don't be so hurried to make your AI avatar. There's still time for you to show up as you. So Vine came about because it was one of the toughest times of my life. And I'm a believer, I'm a man of faith. And this came from a scripture verse called John 15:5. I am the vine and you are the branches. You abide in me, you shall bear much fruit.
Why should agents be on video?
Now, more than ever, you're seeing young men, young guys who are doing YouTube channels, making millions of dollars. You're living in a time where you could have your own YouTube series, your own TV series. You could have your own stuff where you could create influence, but most importantly, it can live past you. Long after you stop doing whatever you're doing, that video can still help and serve people years later. So getting on video is all about...
Most people don't fail in real estate because they lack talent. They fail because they never turn potential into performance. They attend trainings, they read the books, they collect the strategies, but execution? That's where things break down, which is why today's guest matters. Ifoma Pierre is a nationally recognized real estate speaker, coach, and performance strategist who helps professionals close the gap between what they know and what they actually do. His work focuses on mindset, disciplined execution, and building systems that allow success to scale without burnout. And so this conversation isn't about hype. It's about clarity. It's about discipline, and it's about maximizing what you already have. If you're ready to stop circling your potential and start operating in it, you're in the right place. Let's get into it with my guest, Ifoma Pierre. Ifoma, welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome to the Icons Podcast.
Tip top of the day, family. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. It's an honor whenever anyone ever reaches out and says, man, I want to hear what you have to say. Oh, me? Okay, great. So thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I love it. So this podcast is not only audio, it's video as well. And behind you, I see something that says Vine. Tell me about the Vine right above your head, first of all.
Well, let me try to give you the condensed version of Vine, and it's going to actually bleed into some of the things that we're going to talk about. So Vine Creative Studio is a birth child of something that happened at one of the most difficult times of my life. So a couple months ago, I was going through, one day, random, I'm just going out with my wife. I said, let's just go out and have some fun. We go out and I'm not feeling too good, right? So we get out there. And I said to her, I said, baby girl, I think that we need to go see the doctor. So we go see the doctor and we get there. He says, go to the emergency. Get to the emergency and I pass out. I pass out only to find out that I lost 7 pints of blood. And I was in the hospital for 7 days. And those 7 days were some of the toughest times of my life. Now, I know a lot of people, they're going to say, what happened? And, what happened is not going to really help you as much as why I'm telling you this story, right? And the reason why I'm telling you this story is that in those 7 days that I was in the hospital fighting for my life, I didn't think 1 second like, oh man, I wish I got more listings. Never occurred to me at one time. Laying in that bed, I realized that, man, I have so much more left inside of me. Did I do everything that I was created to do? Everything, every business, every opportunity, everything that I could impact, did I do it? Or did I just kind of play it safe and just was selling real estate and just doing all the things to make money? So I came out of the hospital and I saw an email from Amazon and it says, hey, submit your business idea for a grant from Amazon.com. And if you win, we'll send you money. Now, mind you, I'm just out of the hospital. I'm not feeling good. My head is light. And I'm like, man, I need to get in on this grant. What do I do? So I went to my friend ChatGPT and I screenshot the page and I put it in ChatGPT. I said, look, listen, I'm trying to get this money. What do we do? Remember, I just out of the hospital.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, because it knows me and it understands my personality and what I do and what I teach and everything, because I trained it for so many years. I'm not so many, but I trained for so long. It said to me, oh, why don't you open up a video recording studio? You're always talking to agents about, getting on video and recording video. I'm like, I don't know anything about a studio. The AI says, I'll help you. So it filled out the entire page, filled out the entire page of the Amazon. It created everything, created the logo, did the colors, did everything, submitted it to Amazon. Son of a gun. 2 weeks later, I got an email from Amazon and says, congratulations, you won. You came in third. And they sent me a check for $25,000 to
What?
open up this studio called Vine Creative Studio.
That is beautiful.
And that's what I'm sitting in here today. It's a state-of-the-art studio that I opened up in Valley Stream, New York, for professionals, real estate agents, anyone that wants to be more authentic. And I'll talk about that, if we get into that, where we're living in a time where almost everything now is artificial.
Yeah.
So I teach my people now that in a world where everything is artificial, it pays to be authentic. I want you to show up as you. Don't be so hurried to make your AI avatar. There's still time for you to show up as you. So Vine came about because it was one of the toughest times of my life. And I'm a believer, I'm a man of faith. And this came from a scripture verse called John 15:5. I am the vine and you are the branches. If you abide in me, you shall bear much fruit.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to bear much fruit. So I opened up this facility so that folks can come and I can help them show up as their true authentic selves. So that's the short version of how Vine Creative Studio was birthed.
I love it. I want to put a pin in the interview for just a second here because you said something and there's always something that gets people's attention, especially when it relates to connection. I grew up in the Bronx, man. So when you say Valley Stream, I'm like, oh, I know my people from Nyack and up that way. Oh, yes. Good. So I'm familiar with where you're talking about, man. I love it.
Yes,
I love
sir.
it. Excellent. Excellent. So you talked about two things that I really want to dive into. So you talked about using ChatGPT to get the idea for this. And then you also talked about really wanting agents to be on video. Let's lean into the video part of this first. So why should agents be on video? Why can't we just go knock on doors or send postcards in the time that we're in? I was going to call out the year, but I want this to be evergreen. So, why do agents need to be on video, my friend?
Well, let's put it this way. Everything in life is all about leverage and scalability. Anything that you're going to do, you have to ask yourself, how does this scale and how long can it live for? So if you're an agent and you're building your business primarily on door knocking and on phone calling. Now, let me just be very clear because some people tend to want to, there's a few things in this world that I don't get into arguments with. And that is religion, that is politics, and that is door knocking and making phone calls. I'm just kidding. So here's the thing though. Here's what I want you to understand. If you're building your business on door knocking and on phone calls, it's situational, right? And circumstantial, meaning if you wake up this weekend, it's going to be a lot of snow all over the country. It's going to be a lot of snow. If you wake up and there's snow outside, then your door knocking, it's not going to work, right? There's a state of emergency in certain parts of the country where you can't make phone calls legally. So then your phone call can't work. But let's just say you woke up and you're not feeling well. Well, the situation's changed, the circumstance changed, and now you can't make the phone calls. So your business didn't grow that day. So that's one of the reasons why I don't teach my agents to make phone calls and door knock. Those things are what we call temporary fixes. They're quick, they're patches. You can get in, you can get some stuff, but you can't build a business long term. That's number one. Number two, it's all about, that's disturbing marketing. Well, what do I mean by that? You're disturbing. 100% of the time when you knock on somebody's door and you call them, you're not getting their permission. You're disturbing them for whatever it is that they were going to do. Now, there's some people that they are great at door knocking and they can, do the script, but it's more of a combative way of doing business. Now, why should you do video? Well, plain and simple. Video gives you authority. We grew up in a time where, and still is now, where when you see somebody on YouTube or you see somebody on video, that person shows off authority. And now more than ever, you're seeing young guys who are doing YouTube channels, making millions of dollars. You're living in a time where you could have your own YouTube series, your own TV series. You could have your own stuff where you could create influence. But most importantly, it can live past you. Long after you stop doing whatever you're doing, that video can still help and serve people years later. So getting on video is all about leverage and authority. Those two things, you have them, you can do a lot with that.
Yeah. What about the agents that say, okay, maybe I can get over my fear of being on camera. Maybe I can get over my fear of being in front of people on video. But what do I even talk about? How do I find information, or how do I find topics to talk about that are interesting, that I wouldn't get tired of talking about? How do I handle that?
That's a beautiful question. It's so funny. You're living in a time now where that question that you just asked is way easier than ever before. Like I shared at the top of this broadcast, I didn't know, and I still don't know anything about opening a recording studio. Yet still, I'm sitting in one. Fun fact, the very first time that I walked into a recording studio was the one that I built. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the words I can't doesn't exist anymore. So if you're saying to me that I want to do video, there's this old saying that says that the man that says he can't and the man that says he can are both right. If you say that you can't do it, then you can't. But if you say that you can, you will find a way. So let's talk about how to do that. Well, I just shared with you how I built the studio. I went to the chat GPT and I said, look, listen, I don't know what to do, but I want to get this money. And because I've been having all these conversations with the AI for so long, it understands me, my personality. It knows how I'm wired. It says, why don't you do this? I said, I don't know how to do that. It said, I will help you. So the first place that you do is you go to the AI, and let me tell you this, lean in on this with me. It's no longer where we are with artificial intelligence. It's no longer about the prompt. It's about what do you want. If you know what you want, you don't need a prompt. You just have to say to the AI, I'm a real estate agent and I want to make videos and I don't know what to say. Can you research all the hot topics in my neighborhood and in my city right now that people are asking on Google that we can create scripts for that I can speak on? Mic drop. You're done. You don't even have to fancy prompt. You just have to say, this is what I want. And it goes get it for you.
So let's push on the AI a little bit further here, because now it's not just putting prompts into Chat GPT. It is, okay, you've got 11 Labs, you've got Kling.ai, you've got all of these tools that are now able to do video themselves. They're talking about AI avatars and AI clones, and companies are saying, you don't have to do the video. You don't have to do the heavy lift. You don't have to do the work yourself. You can just have your AI clone do a lot of this for you. Why should an agent still do video if I can get the majority of that work done by an AI clone?
You see, and that's, again, here's why I push back on it a little bit. Now, and I'm getting pushback on it too, because folks are like, look, listen, I'm afraid. Here's what they say to me, why they don't want to do video. Ready for this? They say, I don't want to do video because I don't like how I look and I don't like how I sound. But you're confusing me because you're going to get an AI avatar that's going to look and sound exactly like how you look and sound. So I'm just confused as to which one is it? Like, you say you don't like how you look and you sound. Why would you create an avatar to look and sound like you? That's my first thing. The second thing is, don't you know that the way that you look and sound on video is the way that you look and sound in person? I don't know if anybody ever told you that, but that's exactly how you look. As a matter of fact, I'll argue that you actually look and sound better on video. Why? You hear my voice? I got that extra bass on. You see this face right here? I got the touch-up feature. I actually look better doing this than when you see me in person.
Right.
So why don't I want you to do an AI avatar? Let me tell you why. Selling real estate is probably going to be one of the most expensive things that the average person is going to buy. That's a fact. Most people are not going to buy anything more than a $500,000 property or $2 million property. That's going to be the biggest purchase in their life.
Right.
They don't want to deal with somebody that's artificial. Now more than ever, people that are buying real estate and selling real estate, they want authentic. They want to make sure that they're dealing with a human because there's still fear. Now more than ever, they don't know what to trust. They don't know what's real or what's not. So when you can show up, and I'll tell you how I want you to show up more so than ever. But when you can show up and be real and be authentic, you're telling your audience and you're telling the people that you serve, I'm still here. This is real. And I think that there's great value in that in this day and age for what we do. Now, if you're just selling other things like a refrigerator and a car, and you're doing all these things that people buy 5 and 15 times in their lifetime, most people might just do this one time. We need to show up for them and be authentic. That's why I want to push back on it, because I think that it's so much big of a deal that don't race to replace yourself so soon.
Yeah. So as we dig into AI a little bit here, I in my last question rattled off 3 or 4 different tools, and that is the low end. If you can go to AI tools directory, or you can go to a lot of different sites, there are so many different AI tools for so many different things. As you talk about AI, I'm sure you're coming across a little bit of the glazed look in some people's eyes, the overwhelm. How do you simplify this, or how do you help agents to simplify this process so that they embrace AI without being overwhelmed?
So here's the big answer. You have to make a commitment to grow with AI on a regular basis. So what do I mean by that? If you're not doing anything on a weekly basis or a daily basis where you're educating yourself, it's going to seem as it's overwhelming, as is anything. If you never worked out and you go to the gym for the first time in January, you're going to freak out, right? It's going to hurt bad. But when you go back in the following week and the following week and the week after that and the month after that, your body starts feeling like, oh, this is normal. And all of a sudden now, when you don't go, you start to feel uncomfortable. So one of the things I teach my agents is you need to have an AI growth plan. Real simple. Where you plan to grow in AI intentionally every single day, a couple times a week. And I'm going to teach you a particular simple way to do it in a second. But you have to make up your mind that it goes into your calendar. This is the day or the time or the hour where I grow in AI. Don't wait. You have to put it in, because like we all know, if it's not in the calendar, it doesn't exist. So number one, you have to put it in your calendar as a priority. The same thing that you prioritize everything else. I got to grow with AI. Okay, coach. So how do I do it? Where do I start? Where do I begin? I'm glad you asked that question. It's a beautiful question. Here's what you do. Number one, you got to switch how you consume. You have to switch how you consume. Well, how do you do that? So most of you have your Instagram, your YouTube, and you go on there, and 90% of the time, I mean, for entrepreneurs, we're a little bit weird, but most people, they go on and they have their cat videos and their puppies and their cars and their funny videos, because you go there to relax most of the times, right? So when you go, you're not going to see anything in your feed about AI or AI for real estate. So here's what I want you to do. Do this tonight. I want you to open up another Facebook account, separate from your personal Facebook. Open up another Instagram, separate from your personal Instagram. Open up another YouTube, separate from your YouTube that you have right now. And then on the days that you plan to educate and grow in AI, you switch to that profile. And I want you to start AI for real estate in YouTube, AI for real estate in Facebook. I want you to go find Ifoma Pierre. I want you to go find all these people that talk about AI. Like, only the people on those profiles are all the AI real estate people. Anything with AI, you like it, you like it. What you're doing is you're training the algorithm to feed you. That's why it's called a feed. You're training it to feed you what you want to grow in. Are you with me? So now, when, let's say it's Wednesday, it's time for you to grow in AI. Now you go on the feed, or every evening you go and you start focusing and you start going in and you start seeing Ifoma Pierre talking about AI. And what it does now is it doesn't feel as overwhelming, because every day you are consuming. It's like eating. It's like drinking water. It's the same way how you could sing a song that you have never rehearsed because you're watching all these silly videos for so long.
Yeah.
It's the same way that now you'll start talking about the Sora 2, you'll start talking about the Gemini, you'll start talking about the Notebook LM. You too will have this AI linguinese where all of a sudden you realize, dang, I didn't realize I became so good. It's because you were intentional. So that's what you do. So separate accounts, and then you train that account to only feed you AI and real estate related stuff. And you feed on that every single day, couple times a week. You'll see how far and how much you'll grow in just about 30 days. I promise you.
I love that. So as we start to land here a little bit, we're talking about AI. What is one of the best uses of AI that you've seen recently for real estate agents?
So one of the best, so this is interesting. One of the things that I love a lot with AI when it comes to real estate agents is a tool called PLAI, and it's an AI ad creator. So what you do is PLAI.
You want to make sure you spell that out for people. Is that PLAI?
PLAI, PLAI,
There we
yeah.
go.
And I use it inside of my community. And what PLAI does is you put your website in, you put some information in, and then it can dynamically create ads for you on all platforms. And then you can start running ads tonight from PLAI. You could run ads on Google. You could run ads on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you want. Every platform that can run an ad, you can run an ad on there. And it helps you with the creative. It helps you with the video. It helps you with all these different things. Like, let's say we talked about the AI avatar. I'm not against the AI avatar if you're using it as a spokesperson to talk about one of your ads. I just don't want it. I don't want it to be you. That's what I'm pushing back on. But if you want to use it as a spokesperson, as one of your people that's going to, I'm okay with that. So PLAI is one of them. Another one that I'll recommend is a app called GoHighLevel. And GoHighLevel is an amazing app. They have the AI employee in there, which I use a lot in my system. So the AI employee is great if you want to take inbound calls. It's also great if you want to do some type of a prospecting via Facebook Messenger. So these AI agents can actually do some of the intake conversation, and they're great conversations. And so let's say you run an ad on PLAI, and the person responds to whatever it is your offer is. Your AI agent starts having a conversation with the person in Messenger or on text message, and you can hop in at any time. And once that person books an appointment, now you're going. I'm doing it for a lot of the agents in my community. So I would definitely check out PLAI and GoHighLevel. Those are two AI platforms that are definitely great for real estate agents.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing here. For those of you that are interested in the marketing and the ad end of things, as Ifoma just mentioned, PLAI, I don't know if they still have it. I got PLAI, I believe last year or 2 years ago on AppSumo. So if you're an AppSumo fan, they don't have it anymore? Okay, well, y'all missed it.
I'm a AppSumo guy. There's another one that, and we used to be an AppSumo. It's another one I'm going to give to you right now. It's called Zync, ZYNC.ai.
Okay.
It wasn't AppSumo. It's no longer there, but it's a great tool. And this tool is a tool that will do AI editing for you from top to bottom. It will write the script, edit the video, give you the B-roll, add the music, do the intro, do the outro, fix your eyes, all from inside of their virtual studio. So definitely check out Zync.ai. I use it in my studio too as well.
Wow. That is fantastic. So let's land here, my friend. We've had really good conversation on AI and video. If somebody is still on the fringes, if somebody's still on the periphery, on the edge, and they just, they haven't tapped their foot into the water yet, what is the first thing? What is the next step that you would recommend that they take in order to begin utilizing video and AI more in their real estate business, or leveraging that more effectively?
Well, first things first, when it comes to video, I'm going to say pick up your phone and just do it. Okay. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you to do. When it comes to AI, I'm going to lean back to what I said earlier. It really comes down to what are you feeding yourself? There is this old saying, if you have two dogs, a black dog and a white dog, which one is the stronger dog? And most people sit there and they start thinking about it and they're analyzing it so long. And I'll say to you, the stronger dog is going to be the dog that you feed the most.
Wow.
That's what that is. So my thing to you is, if you're feeding your brain funny videos and you're sitting there watching Fallout all weekend, then what you're going to get is that's going to be the stronger dog. But if it is you, and look at me leaning in now, if you feed that entrepreneur inside of you, you got to start feeding it every single day, then you'll be stronger. So what do? You change up the way that you feed. And if you don't want to mess around with your existing one, do what I told you. Go ahead and start with a brand new account and let that account feed you motivational stuff, inspirational stuff, AI stuff. And now you'll see yourself getting stronger. And all of a sudden now, your fear for video is going to go away because now your appetite has increased and your hunger for success now is like, oh my goodness, I'm not afraid of doing video anymore. I'm more afraid of not becoming my true self. So you know what? I'll do this silly video because it's time to get into my story.
I love it. I love it. And man, you brought up the word story at the end. We can have another conversation on that because that's my sweet spot. That's the conversation. Those are the words that I love. So let's land here. Where can people find out a little bit more about you? You mentioned Maximizers Elite earlier. Tell us where we can connect with Ifoma.
Definitely. I think the fastest way, and I love, and I always challenge my audience, like I will respond to you. Go to my name, ifomapierre.com. Okay. That's the fastest way to connect with me on all socials and all the different things that we have. So go to ifomapierre.com and you'll see our free community, Maximizers Elite, an online club for real estate agents. You can check that out. We have our Pro Agent Max system. But most importantly, connect with me on social media. Connect with me on Instagram. Send me a DM. Say, man, I saw you on the Icons podcast. It was fire. And I'll respond to you because that's what I do, because I'm living an intentional life and I want to impact and improve the lives of people that I come into contact with and make them better. So go to ifomapierre.com. Let's connect. That's Ifoma with a P-I.
I love it. Ifoma, thank you so much for hanging out with us on the show, the Icons of Real Estate podcast. Listen, my friends, here's the reality. Potential doesn't pay the bills. Performance does. And today's conversation was just another reminder that success isn't about adding more noise. It's not about just adding more tools or more pressure. It's about alignment. It's about mindset. It's about discipline. It's about daily execution. All of that working together. So if you're serious about maximizing your impact in this industry, do me a favor. Don't just listen to this episode. Rewind it, take notes, and apply it. Simplify your focus, tighten your systems, and commit to the work that actually moves the needle. Thank you for tuning in to the Icons of Real Estate. We'll see you on the next episode.